Welcome to Color Commentary, a podcast where stories shaping our world are told in black and white first, and then we dig into their deeper meanings in full color. Each week, I'll be bringing you the news like this. First, we'll start with what I like to call the black and white section, a clear, straight-shooting rundown of the facts and the traditions of grace, like Ed Bradley, Walter Cronkite, and the classic voices of journalism. Then we'll shift into the color commentary section, where I have my own personal opinions and insights. Sometimes it'll just be me. Sometimes we'll have guests, but let's figure that out together, exactly what we want this show to be, and with your feedback shaping that journey. With all that said, let's get into it. So I am at a hotel right now. I was away on business, but the show must go on. And so I'm happy to be here. Hopefully the audio isn't too different, but it happens. You all can hear me. We can rock this out. I had to do this episode because last week we talked about the BAFTAs, right? Ryan Coogler's historic win and what Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo had to endure on stage. Well, this week, MBJ went and won the Actor Award, formerly the SAGs. I think it should still be the SAGs personally, but that's just me. But in one of the biggest upsets of the award season, and the Oscars are just 12 days away from the day of taping this. Y'all will get this a few days later. We're going to celebrate that. But I also need to address some of the comments from last episode because, some of these people got their feelings that was watching, which I appreciate. Thank you for commenting. Let's just jump into it, shall we? On Sunday, March 1st, the Actor Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards, were held at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. Michael B. Jordan won Best Male Actor in a Leading Role for his portrayal of twin brothers Smoke and Stack in Ryan Coogler's Sinners. He was a dual performer, playing both of these characters, and I think he did it brilliantly, personally. But that's just me. The win, though, was a massive upset. Timothée Chalamet had been the near unanimous frontrunner for the entire award season, having already won the Critics' Choice Awards and the Golden Globes. Heading into the night, the prediction markets had Jordan's odds at just 6.9%. Jordan's reaction said it all. He stood at the podium, he had his hands over his face, and he said, "I wasn't expecting this at all." Presenter Viola Davis visibly dropped her jaw when she opened the envelope, then let out a celebratory shout. It may not be the most professional, but it was a beautiful moment because you could just see how proud and happy for him she was. In his speech, Jordan spoke about growing up wanting his SAG-AFTRA card, calling the Actors Union, "This club I wanted to be in so bad." He told the crowd that kid from North Jersey is standing here right now. He specifically thanked his mother, Donna, for driving him to auditions in New York when they didn't have gas money for the Holland Tunnel. Sinners also won Best Ensemble, making Ryan Coogler the first director in history to helm two Best Ensemble winners following Black Panther in 2019. These brothers just keep breaking records. I love it. Delroy Lindo accepted the Ensemble Award on behalf of the cast, and he did it with an incredible grace that he always has. Jordan now heads into the 98th Academy Awards on March 15th with surging odds, jumping 23 percentage points overnight to 27%. Chalamet remains the frontrunner at 54%, but the race is now genuinely open. At least that's what the experts say. Sinners holds a record-breaking 16 Oscar nominations, the most of any film in Academy history. And I'm still worried that they might get swept out. I can't allow myself. I gotta keep the head on the swivel for these guys, right? Several Oscar prediction outlets are now projecting Sinners as a legitimate contender for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor in Delroy Lindo, and Best Original Screenplay. So we're setting up for this potentially historic sweep on March 15th. That's the news. Now let's talk about it. You are listening to Color Commentary with Dr. Cole. First, we celebrate. Michael B. Jordan walked into that room with less than 7% odds, and he walked out with the most significant acting, individual prize of his career yet. And I'm just so happy for this brother. I'm so happy. And when you see that crowd, especially the Black people in that crowd, they were just floored. They were so happy. I mean, Viola Davis screamed on stage. I thought that was just one of the most, it was beautiful. Now, let me also be fair. If it might have been somebody I didn't like and or somebody that beat the guy that I had and the presenter did that, I probably would have been a little upset. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not a hypocrite. But I was genuinely happy to see how happy she was for him. His mom's was there, you know, there's, you know, he was in The Wire, he was in Friday Night Lights and Fruitvale Station, you know, Creed. Like, this dude earned that ovation, and that ovation felt so genuine. Like, people there were so happy for him to win. Again, still not the favorite for the Oscars, but it does change things. But we got to zoom out a little bit, right, on what Sinners has become like in this season. Ryan Coogler is the same man who made history at the BAFTAs last week as the first Black winner of Best Original Screenplay in 79 years. He is now positioned to potentially win Best Director and Best Picture at the Oscars. Delroy Lindo in his Best Supporting Actor conversation now. Again, still a long shot for him. But this film about Black twins, Black music, Black history, Black survival in 1930 Mississippi has just become the most nominated film in Oscar history. Like 16 nominations. Let's let that breathe a little bit before I gotta poo-poo on everything with my paranoia or just, you know, understand how these systems tend to work. Let's just sit right there in all that positivity, because I do think that is beautiful. And then we get to the shits, okay? Now, what I'm saying is I post clips on TikTok, and thank you all for following the TikTok. This particular post had about 4,000 views, more than 4,000 views, which I'm so grateful for. Anytime anybody listens, you know, so, I know some people getting that 40,000, 400,000, 4 million. 4,000 is a lot of people. That's a lot of eyes on stuff. So I'm humbled by that. And I appreciate being in conversation with people. And with that being said, there were some comments, and I want to address those comments that was made on my page. And I will say this to the people that posted it. You are welcome to continue to post. You are welcome to continue to engage. I don't need anybody going and attacking those people. Feel free to make your argument, and I hear them as well. I just want to make sure that everything stays civilized on that page. We're all movie nerds in this, that we're on that page, right? Like, I love the movies. I just watched Frankenstein a few nights ago. I'm trying to make sure I watch all of the Best Picture nominees, and it was a great movie. It was a really, really great movie. And I'm not looking forward to watching Hamnet, but I will. It just isn't really, but I watch it. I like good movies. So, and I keep hearing great things about it. So I'm making my way through the list. Now, let's address these comments from last episode. I posted about the BAFTA incident, and somebody, in good faith, I'll assume, said they love to see Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo reach out to John Davidson and have a deep conversation. The reasoning was that Davidson is just a regular guy who doesn't have the connections to reach the celebrities. And I said, and I'll say it again here, why would or should Jordan or Lindo reach out to him? If anyone reaches out, shouldn't it be the other way around? And this is why, while I love, and I'm so glad that the clips do well, this is why I want people to watch and take in the entire show. Because I explained this. Everything I explained last episode played out on my page from this clip, where the onus was then put back on these two black men who got called nigger in front of the world at the BAFTAs. They bleeped out Free Palestine. They bleeped out other things, but they didn't bleep that out. And you want those black guys to have to go and not apologize, but be in conversation with that man. You want the onus to be on them. And I think that is a problem. Again, I don't have a problem with Davidson. I know some people are mad at him. I said nobody's really mad at him. I think that'll pass. I think sane people are like, yo, okay, this is an ailment. This is what happens. It makes you say the worst things that's in your mind, whether you believe them or not. And I don't know what this person believes in his heart. Nobody does. So I'm going to take science at his word on that. And with that being said, they still don't have to be the ones to start this conversation. They just don't. And then the NAACP awards happened, and I'm glad that they made a joke about it. because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And those brothers need to feel that love, man. Nobody checked on those cats. And again, it happens. They're mature. They dealt with it. They are dealing with it. It's fine. They're not pouring gas on it. You know what I mean? But I think it's super disrespectful to them to have to be the ones to make these other people feel comfortable. What the hell? Where do you get off? As Stephen A. Smith would say, the unmitigated gall. Are you serious, son? Are you serious? Are you serious? And look, I invite those people. I would love to have a conversation with them. We can have a conversation here. I don't want to keep talking to avatars. That's the other thing. I show my face on social media. There's so many people that hide behind these avatars because the only way they can say the things that they really want to say. And I don't respect it. I'm not talking about these people specifically because I don't think they got disrespectful, but I've dealt with this in other different ways. This is not about John Davidson as a person. And if you got big headphones on, sorry for hitting the table, but I have to make this point. We talked last week about Corporal Lelelia. I hope I said it right. I tried to do it fast and smooth. We'll see. We talked about Tourette syndrome. We talked about the fact that what happened on that stage was a neurological event and non-expression of intent. And I stand by all of that. I stand by it still. But here's what doesn't change regardless of that medical context. Jordan and Lindo was the ones that was harmed in that moment. And I don't take that out of there. Don't take it out, Tommy, but leave all this part in. I don't like using harmed. I don't use that language because, harm means something different to me. But they were the ones that were disrespected. They were the ones that had to sit in that moment. They're the ones that had to figure out how to operate in that moment. They're the ones that's getting criticized or being pushed to have a conversation about that moment. And I think y'all are out of y'all's fucking minds. I truly do. They have to absorb that in front of a global audience and keep it pushing. Look, this is a pattern. We talked about this in the last episode. Black people, and other people too, but Black people, particularly in public spaces, public stages, professional environments, are consistently asked to be the mature ones when they're the ones who are offended. They're always asked to be the ones to extend grace when they're the ones who needed protection. So much so that I gave you a live example. I played the actual video, the audio of me being pulled over by a scared police officer that did way too much and had his gun drawn on me with his hand shaking to the point where I could see it shaking, and I had to calm him down. Because in his mind, he could not fathom or believe that I was a person that also happens to be a doctor who has published a book, who was on a book signing tour and was coming from that, even though he saw all the books in the back. He saw my name on the book. He has my ID and he has my insurance. He still had to go and get and bring out drug dogs. I have to be the calm one. No, I don't think Lindo and Jordan in this moment, in this season, award season, where it should be the best time of both of their professional careers. Delroy Lindo has been overlooked his entire career. Michael B. Jordan has gotten flack and told he is not a good actor his entire career. And they out here watching shit. And they get called nigger by somebody who has a neurological issue, and the onus is on them to get out of their moment to go and engage in that conversation? Are you out of your fucking mind? If you think that, really look deep down. What is it about you or me or society that makes you think that that is the correct course of action? And I'm no longer talking about Mr. Davidson. I actually don't care if Davidson reaches out. He could, if he wants, if he chooses to, God bless. Maybe they make it a moment later on and do something like that. But for these brothers that have gone through what they've gone through and are now finally having their time in the sun to get reminded in the great year of 2026 to be called nigga on the world stage? You bleep out free Palestine, but you don't bleep that out. And here's the thing. I'm glad they didn't bleep it out because I want the world. Because we still there in so many ways. We've had a lot of advances, and I'm so happy and proud of those advances. I don't harp on this thing of race in the way that a lot of people do. This was a special moment. And the way that I'm seeing these people, mostly white people, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Not all, but most of the people that I've seen have something to say about Jordan and Lindo and what their responsibility is in this moment has been white people. I bet if he would have screamed out something about women, it'd be different. I bet if he screamed out something about other groups, it'd have been different. I know it would have been different. Because don't nobody care about them brothers like that. And they know it. I know it. The internet even trying to break up black men and black women. Maybe I need to do that show. But I love the black women in my life and they love me. I don't know these people online where it's this black man versus black woman feud that's happening. That's not my life. I argue with everybody. I argue with black men, I argue with people in my family, I argue with people I love all the time. I'm not talking about that. Them brothers know ain't nobody looking out for them like that. But they handled themselves with dignity. The comment in my section, let me just show you the comment. Here's what one of the comments said. I'm saying it's easier for them because they are celebrities. He's talking about Lindo and Michael B. Jordan. How hard would it be for you to reach out to them to apologize because he has tried with his limited connections? Are you serious? For them to apologize. These people are crazy. Pretending that John is just a regular guy is to prefer infantilizing when he's been able to have an entire film made. I'm pretty sure he has an agent, a manager, all these people that can reach out. And I agree. He was at the BAFTAs getting an award. What are we talking about? They are the ones with gatekeepers. The gate will not be open unless they allow it. Contact has been attempted through producers. Who do you think is slowing down the contact? Come on, man. Come on, man. And then this is the person. It's an avatar. That's wild. It's wild. There's another one. Let me make sure I get to this right one. Let me. There's more, but I don't want to have to keep fumbling with this. It's that same guy. It's the earlier. He said, I would love to see Jordan and Lindo reach out to John Davidson and have a deep conversation about this. Davidson is just a regular guy. He ain't got the connections. And I said, why would or should Jordan and Lindo reach out? And boy, did those comments take off. And again, we had 4,700 views. This is where the conversation definitely went. It's been incredibly interesting, I will just say. So I wanted to make sure I addressed it. I just did. I just had to address it because, and I can address it on TikTok too. And again, you guys go follow us over there, Dr. Charles Cole III there, Dr. Charles Cole III, and follow us on YouTube. You know, I know you guys love the clips, but in this case, I want them to watch their full episode because you need the context. And I want to be clear about this. And I shouldn't even have to reiterate, but people like to glass on the things. So let me clear the air. I'm not saying Davidson is a bad person. I'm not saying he intended harm. I'm not saying the Tourette's community should be blamed or stigmatized. None of that. What I am saying is that two things can be true simultaneously. John Davidson deserves dignity and compassion, and Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo deserve to be protected by the institution that put them all in that room together in the first place. Because if one of them would have popped off and had a human reaction in the moment, it only hurts their career. It only hurts them. So much is on the line for them. Just them. BAFTAs ain't got to deal with that shit. Davidson ain't got to deal with that. If Michael B. Jordan hauls off and is like, the fuck did you say? I bet you that Oscar, we're not talking about him and his Oscar odds. I'm not bitching about the lot in life that some of us have. I think it makes us stronger. Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan probably have an incredible life. They make a lot of money. They get to do some great and amazing things. But this society will remind you that you're a nigga. And not only are you a nigga, but the onus got to be on you to go and fix it and make sure other people understand. Now the whole Tourette struggle, now it needs to be on their back, because now they need to use their platform to help inform the world. If you don't get the fuck out of my face. The Oscars are 12 days away, y'all. Let's see. I'm taping this on a Tuesday, so y'all get it Thursday. So 10 days away by the time you're watching this. And that response to that failure should not be to ask the people who got hurt to do the emotional labor of making it right. The Oscars are 12 days away from me, 10 days away for you, future people. This is past me talking. But in the present of you seeing this is about 10 days away. And MBJ is at 27% in climate, and Lindo is now in the conversation. Again, I think it's a uphill battle for both them brothers. You know, I don't think it's racist if they don't win. It's a lot of good people in these categories. I've seen some of those movies. That's the other thing y'all gotta stop doing. Watch the movies. Go watch the movies. Go see what you like. Sinners is still my favorite. I think Sinners is still the best. But I'm not. I mean, Sean Penn was incredible in one battle after another. Regardless how I feel about the movie as a whole, he's a force. He's a force. I don't think it was one of Leo's best movies, which I said. And I think Timothy is going to have a super long run. I don't think his performance was better than Sinners. I don't. I do not. Do I think he's talented? Extremely. I can't wait for Dune 3. And I enjoyed parts of Mario Supreme. Also, it just seems like an updated version of Color of Money. If you haven't seen Color of Money with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman, you should watch it. I really think that movie was in their head when they made it, because that's how Cruise made it was a young Cruise basically getting the reins handed from him from Paul Newman and like doing his thing. And he's been doing his thing ever since, even before. The last movie star, Tom Cruise. So I get it. I understand what's on the line for Chalamet. I know he wants it. I know they both want it. I know that they have a good relationship. I know that they're both going to clap for the other, depending on who wins. Leo might still sweep in and win. Who knows? But I know I'm going to be watching them damn awards. I love the movies. I hope you do too. I love that the movie, it does. I will end it like this because it means so much to me that one of the shows, the clips that have gone viral is the movie stuff. It is when I started this show, and please go support the other things. Go support Eight Black Hands. We have a huge catalog that people still love. Go support the South Star Classroom. We have that weekly every Tuesday night live. I love those platforms, but I created this one so I can be selfish with the topics. I like random shit. I love movies. I love the movies. I can watch movies all day long. I like breaking it down. I like watching videos about the movies. I like seeing people argue about the movies. I like seeing positive reviews and negative reviews. I like when reviewers go against each other about a movie. I like when people are really passionate about that stuff. And it just means the world that my freak, my nerdiness, the things that does mean a lot to me, and I share that, with this audience, and it be picked up the way it did. It makes me feel very grateful, and I want to thank Tommy, for pushing me to just talk about things that I want to talk about, because it means a lot. Anyway, I want to thank you all, and I want to thank you for the conversation. Please keep having those messages. Keep it coming. And to the people that's on that TikTok, keep going, stay respectful. We don't have to agree. I disagree with you. As you can see, I disagree with you with my full chest, and I disagree with you passionately. But I love that you commented. I love that you engaged. Let's build this community. Step from behind the avatar, we can actually have this conversation, either on this show or TikTok or wherever. I would love to, because I think you're missing some key things. And maybe I'm missing some stuff too. Who knows? At any rate, thank you for listening to Color Commentary. We'd love to hear from you. So drop us an email, colorcommentarypod@gmail.com. That's colorcommentary.pod@gmail.com. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe to the show, leave us a 5-star rating, share it on social media, and join us every Thursday for more Color Commentary with Dr. Cole. And also go to charlescole.com. And you can find all of our merch. My agency, agency is my love language. Self-determination is my love language. I have some more coming. People tend to love that stuff. I have to do better at promoting it. So it's there. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Y'all be smooth. I'll see you next time. Peace.